polling is different. The polling is different. This is the best looking polling for Democrats in the Senate race since really the 20th century. You're going to have to go back probably to the late 80s, the last time they won a Senate race out there, when it was Lloyd Bentsen winning in 1988, because just take a look here. This polling looks so much different than it did 8 years ago. You take a look here, James Tallarico, the latest poll against Ken Paxton, he's actually up by 3 points. Look at where the race was between Beto O'Rourke and Ted Cruz at this point in the 2018 cycle. Ted Cruz was ahead by 6. This is very different. The Democrat here is doing 9 points better. And what is supercharging that? Look at this. Independents moved from tie to plus 39 points for James Tallarico. Independents, the name of the game, shifting significantly to the left camp and supercharging James Tallarico. It could be real. Every single time I look at the poll, I'm going, this can't be right. This could be very, very real. Democrats have a real shot in Texas.
So 26 different than 2018. Ted Cruz, again, who won, but it was very, very close.
Very close, less than 3 points.
How is Ted Cruz different than Paxton?
How is Ted Cruz different than Ken Paxton? Simply put, Ted Cruz is popular. Ken Paxton is not popular at all. That is, I think, one of the biggest differences in this race. Take a look here. The GOP nominee's net favorability. In July of 2018, Ted Cruz was 8 points above Water. His favorable was 8 points above his unfavorable rating. Look at this side of the screen. Very different indeed. Ken Paxton, 6 points underwater with, get this, among independents, 47 points underwater. No wonder that you're seeing major issues for Ken Paxton in this race so far.
How's the president doing in Texas?
Well, here's the other thing that's going on. How's the president doing in Texas? The president is supercharging Democratic possibilities across red states. Remember, Donald Trump won Texas by double digits, but now he's 9 points underwater. He was slightly underwater back in 2018, but he's much further underwater right now in the great state of Texas.
So Texas, if it were to flip, would be fairly key for the math for Democrats to tie to take back the Senate. What are the prediction markets saying right now about those chances?
You know, all of a sudden you put Texas in play. You put places like Iowa, Ohio in play. You know, you're talking about Alaska being potentially in play. Look at this. Chance to win the Senate. Now it's basically an even race. Republicans were 3-2 favorites a month ago. Look at where we are right now. Now Republicans' chances have fallen significantly. Just a 53% chance to hold on to the United States Senate. Democrats have a real shot indeed.
It's going to be a pretty tense few months here.
I think we'll hold on together. Hold on tight, folks.
Harriet, thank you very much. We have a lot of news this morning. We'll be right back.
Perhaps the most concerning polling data yet for Donald Trump. A new approval rating for him came out. 33%, just 33%. That's according to the AP NORC polling. And new polls from CNN and Quinnipiac have him at about the same number, 34 and 32% respectively. And yet even more concerning is this number from that CNN poll. 73% of American voters say that Donald Trump is not focused on the biggest problems in the country. So we're not just talking about results, we're talking about the president's overall focus. In that same CNN poll, 74% of voters said that the Iran war has not been worth the cost of American lives or of the financial burden that it's placed on taxpayers. And just 34% of voters in the Quinnipiac poll say that they approve of the president's handling of the economy. And Trump said long ago that he alone could fix it and prided himself here in this White House of taking great executive orders and responsibility for the economy and for U.S. foreign engagement. And that's why in so many ways he does own so much of the consequences of what is playing out, and that it's clearly showing up now in voter polling data. These are numbers that are concerning not just for President Trump, but also for his party, the Republican Party, now just 3 months away from the midterms.
Yeah, please do that.
Mr. President, you said last week that illegal immigration...
Who are you with?
GB News. You said that illegal immigration is killing the UK. Nigel Farage today has proposed the use of the Royal Navy to combat small boats crossing the Channel. Do you think that European nations, including the UK, should be using their militaries to stop illegal immigration?
Look, you have to stop illegal immigration in Europe. I know Europe better than anybody, better than the people that run it, and I have great relationships. Two things are killing Europe. Number one is immigration. Number two is energy.
My colleague from North Carolina says, brings a seashells case. How absurd is that? Can there be any doubt that that was brought simply because he's on the president's enemies list? I know I'm on that list. The president reiterated just the other night that he hates me, which I could tell you wounds me deeply. He's entitled to his own views about me or anybody else. He is not entitled, however, to use the Department of Justice to go after his political opponents. And the day we say that's okay, and the day we confirm an attorney general who says that's okay, is the day that the rule of law becomes merely an unenforceable idea, a quaint acknowledgement of a past Justice Department in which the rule of law once mattered. We should not confirm an attorney general who believes the president has a right and a duty to use him to go after his enemies.
The election was stolen.
You think so?
I do.
How come every time they brought it to the courts, all the evidence was rejected immediately?
Because the courts are rigged.
A lot of those judges were appointed by Trump, though.
They still have a lot of undercurrent things that are going on that should not be going on there.
So you think Trump appointed over 60 judges that were part of the swamp?
Maybe.
Doesn't that reflect poorly on Trump's judgment?
No.
Why not?
Because look at all these people that were wearing masks.
Yeah.
Was they fooled too?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, I think that
You think so?
they were.
There are currently 539 individuals, 84 families. That's how, when we were getting our orientation and asking our questions of the officers, that's how they characterize the detainees: low-level, non-criminals. So it seems their only crime is that they exist. These are law-abiding people that are our neighbors, people we love, we live next to, we work and worship with, who were just going about their lives and met with such an aggressive disruption that they will be recovering from for the rest of their lives. But one young woman that I met with, 30 years old, she is the mother of 2 children, a 5-year-old girl and a 3-year-old girl. She fell into my arms within a matter of seconds, sharing with me that she was unable to wish her 5-year-old daughter a happy birthday. So many of the detainees that I have met, whether I was in Louisiana or Texas or in Massachusetts, they are some of the greatest patriots you will ever meet. They love this country. And they have been making positive contributions to it every day. And it is a great betrayal. And you see that betrayal in their eyes. You see the vacancy in their eyes. You see the trauma in their eyes. So Dilley must be shut down. We have to abolish ICE. And then I'm going to take it one step further and say, any of those agents that have contributed to and caused the injury, the harm, and even fatalities, they must also be held accountable, and we should abolish qualified immunity for these federal law enforcement officers. There must be some recourse and some restitution.
¡Ayúdame, por favor! ¡Por favor! ¡Ayúdame! ¡Ayúdame!
Don't push him.
¡No! ¡Ayúdame!
I'll be on back.
¡Por favor, ayúdame!
This is 10 feet.
¡Ayúdame! ¡No dejen que me lleven! ¡Por favor, yo vivo acá! ¡Yo vivo acá! ¡No dejes que me lleven!
He's a kid.
¡Por favor, no dejes que me lleven! ¡Yo vivo acá! ¡Ahí está mi mom! ¡Mis mom!
Where is it? So I'll go tell her. Where is it?
¡Yo vivo acá!
Don't touch me.
¡No!
Don't touch me.
¡No! ¡No!
Where are they? Film it. Where are they?
¡No!
Don't tell anything.
No,
Tell
no,
me.
no, 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 no.
Stop!
Mi mamá, mi mom.
Hold up,
mi
relax.
mom.
Relax,
Yo tengo mi familia aquí.
Relax.
Mi mom. No. No.
Stop!
No estoy haciendo nada.
Off the leg.
No.
Wait.
No.
Stop!
No.
Stop! You want to go to the ground?
No.
You want to go to the ground?
No, voy a ir allá. No. No. Ayúdame. Ayúdame. Mamá. Ayúdame.
You can't do anything. Don't.
Ayúdame.
Stop.
No me quiero ir.
Back off, relax.
Ayúdame,
Back off.
por favor.
We're
Ayúdame. No.
Warrant for his arrest.
No.
Oh, okay.
Ayúdame. Ayuda.
Back up, stand 10 feet away. You're gonna get arrested, stand 10 feet away.
Ayúdame. Mi mamá. Ayúdame.
Open the door.
Ay, no. No. Au.
Stop.
No. Me están lastimando. Me están lastimando.
Hey, hey,
No.
come on.
Mi mamá está allá. No, ¿por qué? Pero ¿por qué me llevan? No.
Cálmate.
No, ¿por qué?
Cálmate.
Mi carro.
Stand back a little bit, away from our scene.
Don't let me get in the way. Hispano, cabrón. They need money. They need what? You even
From state police and the FBI after a group of men posing as ICE agents, they say, pulled over a driver in Clackamas County, detained, and then assaulted them.
How do we know they were fake? How do we know they were fake? I mean, just based on the description alone.
Investigators say the men were driving a blue or gray SUV with no license plates that had flashing red and blue lights. The men wore green shirts, face coverings, and tactical vests labeled police, and one of them had a rifle.
I don't know. Sure sounds like real ICE to me. And hey, it's not like the behavior is all that far off from what we've already seen. This is the problem when all ICE looks like fake ICE. And quite frankly, if you expect people to just trust and believe that someone has authority when they show up in unmarked vehicles, refusing to show any sort of badge or credentials or identify themselves, and just assume that these people are in fact authorities of any type, then we all get to assume in cases like these that these guys were authorities too. You don't get to pick and choose when the unidentified masked men count as your guys or not. As far as I'm concerned, this and every other example of fake ICE should 100% be treated as actions perpetrated by this administration and its department. Mind you, we have seen time and time again the problems and risks that come with having unidentified officers roaming the streets. Araujo, one of the more recent victims, was evading unmarked, unidentified vehicles. What else should he have assumed? Like the irony of the state police and the FBI warning people about fake ICE roaming the streets. What do you expect people to do? You cannot have it both ways. Until you take responsibility and enforce identification for your guys, they're all your guys. And all of them can be assumed fake. And real quick, I just have one thing to say to all of the just comply people out there. It doesn't matter how much of a citizen you are, how closely you followed the law, or how unlikely you believe it to be that you might be targeted by ICE. Just comply makes you just as, if not more, susceptible to this than anyone else. Especially while these guys are running around completely unidentified.
It was made, in a lab in China. That's like not even questionable anymore. Tony Fauci is an absolute criminal.
You probably don't understand this because you're not a scientist, but genes
you're not
don't
either.
cause.
Hello, hi, I'm a scientist and I have a lot of thoughts. RFK had a lot to say in this interview and a lot of it wasn't true. So I want to do a rapid fire review.
There were ICUs that were empty all over the country, including in New York at the height.
I am pretty darn convinced there's a strategy right now to bring up COVID, push a ton of buttons before the midterms. So pandemic revisionism is very real, but let us not ignore that morgues were literally overflowing in New York. 2, ask any ICU doctor or nurse or respiratory therapist during the height of the pandemic, and they will respond with immense trauma they experienced with very little tools, very little protection, and patients dying at terrible rates. So let's not downplay the rates of unimaginable loss early in this pandemic. It was real and it impacted millions of Americans.
And clearly many other global pandemics that we have come from gain-of-function research. The RSV epidemic that we have that is the biggest killer of kids in this country today.
So 2 things here. RSV was discovered in 1956, which was long before gain-of-function research. And second, biggest cause of death for children in the U.S. is not RSV, but it's gun violence, which is largely unaddressed. Yes, pediatric RSV hospitalizations and deaths are very important to tackle. And yes, this needs to be addressed. And actually, we have the tools to do that now with vaccines and treatments for moms and newborns. But ironically, that's the very thing RFK is sowing doubt into in his entire career, and especially the last 18 months.
And we have stopped the outbreaks at record speed in South Carolina, in Texas, in Utah, in Virginia. We've done better than any country in the world.
Well, so we just passed the 35-year record for measles cases with 5 months to go in 2026. This year, we've had 35 outbreaks in the country, and one in Utah is in its 12th month of spread. Measles is literally endemic in Utah now. Yes, on the ground, public health teams from local to state and even our scientists at CDC are doing an enormously great job at responding, but the systems are getting overwhelmed. There's just not much we can do with this onslaught of the most infectious virus on earth, while also getting our funding decimated at the same time. So let's end where we started, that RFK is not a scientist. I agree with this. I am not expecting everyone to memorize every statistic or every study. That is not your job, but it is perfectly reasonable to expect public health leaders to get basic facts right, especially when they're talking about issues that affect millions and millions of people. That is supposed to be his job.
Well, well, well. And welcome to Front Street with me. Today we're dragging out Tommy Tuberville because he had so much to say on the Hill the other day about Dr. Fauci. He loved to point the finger that way and try to blame him for all the deaths that happened here in the US of A. He never mentioned the fatback though, and how he was busy playing golf and bragging about the stock market while your family was falling on the floor unable to breathe. And you know, Tommy really didn't care. No, just like most of the Republican crew. What they don't want you to know while they're pointing the finger at Dr. Fauci today, who, by the way, wasn't your president, didn't make laws around COVID and shit. No mandates were under his control either, dear. Yeah, what Tommy doesn't want you to know, while your family was dying in Alabama, Tommy was raking in that money. You see, he's invested heavily in healthcare, biotechnology, and medical supply companies like 3M, the one that was making the protective equipment. You know, the mask, dear, the mask that they promoted to the Red Hat crew not to put on their face that you should be angry about that you couldn't breathe. He was fucking profiting off of the death of Americans, honey. How you like the view from Front Street, Tommy? Don't worry, because I'm not done dragging you, honey. He also was heavily invested in Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer, too. You know, the companies making the vaccines. You see, Tommy knew a few things, dear. He knew that he could tell his constituent there's no need to social distance and shit. You don't need a mask on your face today. Don't trust that jab. And that virus would spread exponentially across the US of A. And as the body count rose, day after day, more people would run out and buy a surplus of facial mask right away. They would be in lines wrapped down the street to get that jab to stay safe, wouldn't they, Tommy? And the money would start flowing into his own pocket, honey. That's what Tommy knew. He knew he had the opportunity to lie in your face and then make money off of you. Welcome to Front Street, Tommy. We're gonna leave you in the gutter today like the rat you just so happen to be underneath our fucking feet. The truth. That's the taste of my fucking boot. Pay attention, Alabama. Tommy's not the guy. Tommy was okay making money while your family died. And he continued to get up there and play in your face and lie. Good luck getting out of the gutter, Tommy. Enjoy it down there. Hope you don't run into Pennywise. I hear he can cause quite a scare.
In case you don't know, when you run for Senate, you have to give up your seat in the House of Representatives. But here's my problem. We don't have anybody to put in that seat who's everything Haley Stevens is not. We need a candidate who's against fucking AI data centers.
Excuse me. Hi.
I'm recording a video.
I know. I'm running for Congress in District 11. I just wanted to say hi.
It's no offense, but you're probably going to say, hey, can you put me on your platform? Unless you're anti-genocide, anti-AI data center, Medicare for all, let's see, no APAC money, right? Unless you're all that, I'm not. I can't,
so I'm all of those things. I'm all of those things.
Huh.
Really, absolutely.
In District 11, that's Haley Stevens'
District 11, Haley Stevens' seat. So no to AI data centers.
Okay.
We're in Michigan. 20% of the surface fresh water in the world is in Michigan. Why would we need AI data centers? Okay, Medicare for all, because healthcare is a human right. No to genociding children. Our taxpayer dollars should be spent here on infrastructure, education, healthcare.
This is the best interruption of a video I've ever had.
Really?
So you're really running for a seat.
Absolutely.
And you're standing on everything you just said.
Absolutely. And abolish ICE and prosecute ICE.
When's your primary?
It's tomorrow, August 4th.
Can I get your name?
Yes, it's Aisha Faruqi.
And where can we find more about your platform?
You can learn more about me at aishaforcongress.com.
Holy shit, abolish ICE, fuck AI.
Elon Musk is now trying to memory hole the human cost of his wrecking ball, which was Doge. Now he's saying, oh, actually, it came out in Truth Out that he got carried away with the Doge cuts. Because I guess wherever he's going, he's being confronted with the toll, the death toll. They want to pretend that they give a shit about needless death. Last year, as it says in the subhead here, research last year found that by 2030, Doge cuts could kill 14 million, including 4.5 million children under the age of 5. What a scumbag. You're a trillionaire. The whole system is broken. And it made that thing a trillionaire.
We're back outside the George Washington University Hospital where Mitch McConnell's security Capitol Police detail is still out here right behind me in those black cars. Now, we do have important updates because today is August 3rd and many people have been saying that this is a key deadline in the whole Mitch McConnell saga. There have been reports that August 3rd is the deadline by which Andy Beshear, the Kentucky governor, could essentially call a special election. Any day closer to November's election would be too close to have a special election. Well, today, Governor Beshear threw cold water on any meeting on August 3rd. Today is meaningless, according to Governor Beshear, and he makes clear that not having Mitch McConnell in the United States Senate is actually a benefit for Democrats, given the fact he can't vote on Todd Blanche's confirmation or any other bill currently pending in the Senate. Now, the United States Senate is heading into a recess soon for the month of August. It's unlikely Mitch McConnell will be back in time by then, and then the Senate comes back in September. We'll see if Mitch McConnell is back by then, but his detail is still here, and there were a lot of questions, right, of is Mitch McConnell still at the hospital? His team says he's at a rehab facility. Well, here's the thing. If you look at the statement from the physician, it says that he was discharged from hospital care, not that he was discharged from the hospital. And the George Washington University Hospital has multiple rehab facilities, both inside the hospital and also in and around this area in Foggy Bottom in Washington, D.C. So that's the latest right now. I'll have more updates for you soon. As always, follow for more.
别担心，他没事。
It's time for the trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. Be a good time, gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, gonna talk a little smack, gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the the trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Good morning, everybody. Let's see. Are we hooked up? Test, test, test. Good morning, everybody. Let's see. Are we hooked up? All right. I guess we're coming through. I hope you guys enjoyed the intro. It's at 10:29 a.m. in the Pacific Time Zone. Someone just honked. And we're sitting at a temperature of already 104 degrees. Our expected high today is 113. I didn't check, but I bet you we're probably about 10 degrees above average temperature for this time of year. We are expecting these 113s, 115s all through the week, but I did see a glimmer of hope. I think next week we've got 3 or 4 days in a row where they're projecting just in the 90s, upper 90s. I cannot wait. That's gonna be heaven. It's gonna be heaven when it only gets a 98. I will be loving it. Anyhow, thanks so much for being here. I cannot scroll back all the way to the top, but I did see, I believe, Brooklyn, SJU, aka Trixie LaRue, I believe was first, followed by Paul Burrows, etc., etc. And I peopled, I think. There's your top three, your first three in here. Who will be the last three out? That's the question. That's the burning question. Again, I'm not able to, for some reason, I don't see the goal button. I'm not able to set a goal. So just know we have an unofficial, invisible goal of 5 Super Chat Super stickers. Always running. I don't know why I don't know what's going on. But sometimes I've had trouble before with YouTube where something will disappear and then all of a sudden it reappears. So what can I tell you? What can I tell you? But anyhow, thanks for being here. Today, I guess, is voting day in Michigan and maybe some other places. We've got a big one going on in Michigan. I'm pulling for, I'm going to butcher the name. Al Sayud, right? I should actually know people's names. But I could tell you that if I lived in Michigan, that's who I would vote for. Definitely would vote for the guy who's the Arab guy, all right? There. I would vote for the Arab dude, okay? Over the, I guess, incumbent, right? Or four-time office holder there, 4 terms, Haley Stevens, who has gotten $50 million in campaign contributions from AIPAC, right? For a primary, 50 or 60 million, maybe it's up to 60 million now. So I would be voting for Abdul El Sayed. And not just because of that, of the AIPAC, but because I've watched a couple of the debates. I've seen some clips here and there. And I believe that his policy positions line up much closer to mine than do Haley Stevens. And I do not know, right now, I feel like picking up this iPad and tossing it through the window with the window shut so that it would shatter. That's how I'm feeling about this iPad right now. Because I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to get back right now. I really feel like punching it. I'm doing everything in my power to not lose my fucking mind right now. Oh look, it's doing a bunch of fucking update. Maybe that's what my that's what I need is an update. Maybe that's why I don't have the gold button. But anyhow, this is just ridiculous. I'm trying. It won't. But let me tell you something, folks. Just to switch subjects real quick, and talking about Fauci and COVID and all that shit. And remember how people would say, masks or face diaper. I don't need a mask. Blah de la de da. And how we would say, well, masks help prevent you from spitting on someone and passing whatever disease you have in your spit. And I can tell you, okay, now I'm talking, and I talk for 2 or 3 hours doing these shows. I don't really see any spit coming out. Do you guys see spit coming out? Occasionally a piece of my breakfast might fly out, but I don't see spit. When I watch I'll watch a little bit of the playback, see how it looks and everything. I don't see spit pouring out of my mouth. But I tell you what, this iPad, which is about 12 inches in front of my face, after every fucking live stream, I have to wipe this iPad off because it's full of spit. As I get all spitty, it gets full of spit. The screen gets full of spit after every fucking show. Now, if I started wearing a mask, we could do that as an experiment, I guess. I could wear a mask during the show, and my screen here would be pristine. I bet you it would be pristine. Okay, so in all the hullabaloo, see, this is what I don't like about changing screens. Like I went up to look up the Michigan election just now, and then when I go back to YouTube, I can't go back to the chat where I left off. It places me further down in the chat. I don't know if you guys are understanding anything I'm saying. It seems like sometimes I say stuff and you guys don't understand me. I'm not able to scroll back to the top of the chat. It had me placed down further. Just now, I went and checked out the Michigan election. I come back to YouTube, and now it's even down further, and I missed a whole chunk of chat. Just so you know, I'm unable to scroll back. I hope I articulated that well enough for you guys to understand what the hell is coming. The words coming out my mouth. Anyhow, thanks for being here. So the furthest back I can scroll is where WW131 Apparently there are 130 of these, more of these other fuckers, I guess. Says, Westy did, Rich did. This is a puzzlement. So there I am. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I'm not able to scroll back. That's probably why I need another device. I need another separate device so that I can stay locked on here on my iPad on YouTube, and then have the other device if I want to go look something up. We have a goal, unofficially invisible goal of super chats. William's here. Hey, William, good to see you. Nick Rich is here. Anna Moore is in the driver's lounge. Welcome to the driver's lounge, everybody. Thanks for being here. You happy sparkling chucklers. Petrazi is here. Hey, Petrazi. Oh, thanks for coming on into the driver's lounge. WW says the only poll that counts is at the voting box. Remember that polls killed Hillary. Dems get too cocky. Don't get cocky. Don't you get cocky. I agree for once with WW. Don't get cocky. Now the polls should just be, I guess, always taken with a grain of salt for sure. It can give us a look or an indication of where things are going and what the public sentiment might be, but that should in no way make anyone feel that they don't have to show up and vote because it looks like it's already a done deal. It's in like WW says, it's not a done deal. It's not a done deal. Well, he didn't say that, but yeah, get to the voting box. Get those votes. Get your vote in. Nick Rich, Trump's focused on himself. That motherfucker has made more money in this last year and a half than he has in his whole entire miserable fucking life. Off of basically scamming his rube followers into investing in his scam crypto bullshit. That's the bulk of it where he's made his money these last 18 months or whatever. WW is such bullshit. He doesn't know Europe. He changes his mind daily about NATO. Yeah, this is why I posted that, to show how fucking full of shit he is. Not that we don't already know that, but for the record, it's now in the Trucker John show intro. So there it shall be for all eternity. Or as long as the internet lasts, and as long as YouTube lasts. Anna Moore says, who is gonna tell him that the emperor is not wearing any clothes? So I see Aaron West is here. Aaron's here. I think Jolie's here. We got Aaron. We got Jolie. You know what that means, everybody. We got Aaron. We got Jolie. You know what that means, everybody. Everybody, come on now. Everybody, come on now. Everybody, come on now. You know what that means. We got Aaron. We got Jolie. WW, get ready to turn down your volume. Hey, WW, I'm just giving you a little heads up here because you know what happens. You know what happens when we have Aaron and Jolie in the driver's lounge simultaneously. You know what happens. You know what happens. I know what happens. Everyone knows what happens. You know what it is. We are at full. I'm a little off today. Full mod capacity. I think I just spit on my iPad. Full mod capacity. We're at full mod capacity, ladies and gentlemen. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You betcha. I got my chock full of nuts coffee. I finally got some coffee filters. That was the thing that was holding me up. I kept forgetting. I would get groceries and I kept forgetting to get coffee filters. Finally got the coffee filters. Hey, what's the trick? Isn't there a trick? A hack? Oh, that's right. We don't say trick. We say hack. A hack. I finally figured out what hack means. It means it's a trick. What's the trick or the hack to clean out the coffee decanter, the glass thing that holds the coffee? You put ice? Was there ice cubes or something? What to clean it out? Because I clean it out with soap and Dove, or not Dove, with the liquid dish shit that cleans birds' feathers. I use that to wash it out. But there's supposed to be a trick or a hack trick, right? You do something that really super cleans it. It gets the because it's leaving a film, like it's leaving that dark coffee, like it did on my teeth, of dark stain. It takes the stain. There's a hack trick, hack, as the kids say, life hack. It's a life hack about how to clean your little coffee pot thingy, not the pot, but the glass coffee holder. There should be something like that. Now I'm seeing yippies. We got some yippies. I have to scroll back. David Weiss from Denver. Yippee! Thank you so much, David, for that. Yippee! There you go, David Weiss. With a let me scroll back and see this. This is weird. I think it's $3. For fuck's sake, Randy AAR retail dealer licensing. I was watching that. You and I think we watched some of the same things. And there's Squirrel Girl, yippee, Squirrel Girl, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. The things are slow. There you go. Thank you so much. That puts us at, I think, 2 out of 5 on our unofficial invisible goal, because for some reason, YouTube is not letting me make a goal thingy. But thank you so much, you guys. Yippee. Yippee! Yippee-ki-yay! Motherfucker! I'm hyped up. This chock full of nuts makes me nutty. Now I know why they call it chock full of nuts. It makes you nutty. All right, we got Aaron West here. Oh, wait, let me go back. I don't know what happened. Where was I? Oh, yeah, I was already there. Nick Rich is here. Stephanie B from the Central Valley. Over there in California. Good to see you, Steph. Stephanie B. WW says, if elections and courts are rigged, we are screwed. It's all bullshit, WW. It's all bullshit. The reason that Trump cannot, it's not that he can't let it go. He won 2024. He's won 2 out of 3 times that he's ran for president. That's a pretty good batting average. That's like a 750 batting average. But the reason he can't let 2020 go is because when they get their asses kicked this November, then he's already, put it in in all his maggoty ass maggots' heads that it's all rigged. That's why he doesn't get let go of that of the rigged argument, because every time they lose, then they're going to cry it was rigged. If they didn't say anything, they just accepted 2020. Then when they lose this November, then they would just be okay. That was a free and fair election, and that's the way it goes. But no, he's got to stay. He cannot let go of that argument, because when they lose, they need that. He needs that, because that's how he riles up his base. Deepity, who wants to bet she doesn't know what undercurrent means? That lady was total poor lady, whatever, but she was a dipshit. She was a dipshit. Yes, she was. She was just a why am I singing? I'm not a singer. Who am I trying to kid? Stop singing so goddamn much, Trucker John. Victor Harshman's here. Hey, Vic, good to see you. Thanks for coming on into Driver's Lounge. It's the truck full of knots. You ever see that guy who made YouTube videos and he would make like a fake Starbucks or a fake McDonald's? I think I just made up a fake coffee called Chuck. What did I just say? Chuck full of knots? Instead of chock full of nuts, I drink Chuck full of knots. Yeah. Chuck full of nuts. Anyhow, Victor Harshman says, morning from Estacada, Oregon, where ash is falling and the sky is orange. Summer isn't summer anymore. It's just fire season at this point. I blame Canada. Those damn Canadians with their fires. Like we don't have fires here. Even fucking Nevada, that is all dirt and rocks, has got big major fires. In fucking Nevada, we got fires going all up and down the state here. And it must be fucking hot if your rocks are on fire. Ooh, that didn't sound right. WW says, but the equestrian statues at the Lincoln Monument are majestic, right? I don't know. Are they? Deepity, volume down, eyes closed. Okay, fine. You want to go through life? Volume down, eyes closed? Hey. Now, I'm sure it's something in the intro that you just cannot bear to watch. Oh, it might have been when probably when ICE was taking that kid. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was pretty sad. Like Petrozzi says, so sad he's crying for his mom. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And these motherfuckers are just heartless fucking assholes. Nick Rich says ICE goons are domestic terrorists at this point. Absolutely. Woke Mike, they are all fake. They're just part of Donald Trump's little personal army at this point. It's just Trump making a little army. And that should be alarming. Anna Moore says, my governor in New Jersey just passed an executive order to enact the voting rights reform following the Supreme Court decision. Go Jersey. Joyce, you from Jersey? You from Jersey? I'm from Jersey. You're from Jersey? I'm not really from Jersey, by the way. I think that was an old Joe Piscopo thing on SNL. But Traz, he said, this shift is making me pissed. It gets worse every day. Good intro, though. Yeah, I mean, I gotta bring it. I gotta bring it, man. I gotta bring it, baby. Warts and all. I can't sugarcoat this shit, man. No one wants sugar-coated shit. I don't want to be fooled and bite into something that I think is a nice, sweet, sugar-coated delicacy, only to find out, and after I bite into it, that it's just a big fucking turd. So I don't sugarcoat the shit. Let's see. DPD says good morning and afternoon, TJ. Right back at you. Licorice 1029. 1029. I think I'm only 22 minutes. No, 24 minutes behind. Something like that. Give or take. WW, I don't trust in or believe anybody 100%. What about God? Aren't you a man of God? Don't you trust God 100%? And Jesus? Don't you believe in Jesus? 100% with Jesus. I'm 100 with Jesus. DPD, that water park sounds pretty refreshing about now, doesn't it, TJ? I'm not sure what water park we're talking about, but yeah. Any water park sounds refreshing. WW83 in Rockford, home of the Rockford Files. No, it's not. Actually, it was filmed in the San Fernando Valley, Cali. And actually LA area. Steve Sayers, hope Michigan voters vote blue. Well, it's a primary, so they're going to be voting blue, I guess, for the ones who vote for in the Democratic primary. I hope they vote for the Arab guy. I'm just going to call him the Arab guy. I'm sorry, my Arab friends. Until you start changing your names to John and Joe and George and Paul and Ringo, I'm going to have a hard time with your names. Saeed El, because I forget the order. But yeah, I'm voting for the Arab guy if I live there. But I don't. So there we go. DPD. It's Abdul El Saeed. All caps. It's Abdul El Saeed, motherfucker. Say his name. No, I added a bunch to that. That wasn't all just. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's Abdul El Saeed. Let's fucking go. I agree, DPD. I agree. Let's go. If I lived in Michigan, that's who I'd be voting for. The Arab guy. Abdul El Saeed. I don't like Haley Stevens, but I know her. I can. Maybe it's a racist thing. A racist? Would that be racist or at least bigoted of me? Haley Stevens. That's about as fucking white bread, whatever as it could be. And I remember that one. The Arab guy, Abdul El Saeed. That's who I'm voting for if I lived in Michigan. I think I just hit my stand. I don't know what happened there. That's who. If I lived in Michigan, that's the Trugger John endorsement. Abdul El Saeed. Let's hope he wins. I don't know. I think the polling was like right. Even Steven pretty much. I think. And that's with him being out funded like 10-1, I believe. And he's doing like the Bernie Sanders things. He's not taking big contributions and big corporate donor shit. And there he is. That would be another great thing if he wins. Not only because he's a better candidate and he has better policy positions. That's the main thing. But also, if he wins this primary and he spent 1/10 of what Stevens spent, ha ha ha! That's a big fuck you to AIPAC and all the big corporate donors. It's like your fucking money didn't do a fucking thing, motherfuckers. So fuck you. So I hope he wins. We'll see. It's really early. Well, let's see. It's early afternoon there. There's still, 6 or 7 hours before the polls close, I guess. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. What day is today? Today's Tuesday. Maybe if Hal Sparks comes on, maybe Hal will cover some of that primary. Maybe, I don't know. I don't do Hal Sparks programming, so I don't know. Anywho, Anamore says my attitude at this point is to be in total awe when someone actually does something resembling kindness. It's becoming such a rare occurrence that you're like, whoa, you're not an asshole. Congratulations on not being an asshole. Bravo. Bravo. I know. I hear you. Stephen Sayers says, wish Missouri voters would vote blue too, along with every other state that has elections now. Well, me too. I wish everyone would vote blue. Vote blue no matter who. Unless you're DSA. No. I'm just kidding. But there seems to be some Democrats out there. Not necessarily the voters, but some political people in the Democratic Party that seem like they would rather have a Republican win than a DSA candidate, which is ridiculous, which is absurd. But then those corporate Dems, they're afraid. They are so afraid of losing their gravy trains, that they don't want the party to move more to the left. They really don't. They like it right in the middle. Is my hat too small for my big fat head? Look at this old Schneider hat. Old Schneider hat is looking kind of small. Anywho, WW says Stevens has the best chance to win in the fall. Abdul is a good guy, but he has never held office and holds some pretty extreme ideas to win in November. What are his extreme ideas? Medicare for all? Oh, God. I don't believe in that bullshit of trying to figure out who's going to win in November. We're in the primary. The primary is the time when you were supposed to vote for who you like the best. Then in the general, you buckle down and you vote for your party. In the primary, you vote for who you love. That's the way it goes. That's the way it should be. None of this fucking, none of this strategy bullshit. Because talk about that stuff coming to bite you in the butt. Sometimes you could outthink it. You could overthink it. Victor Harshman says, so SpaceX gets $1.5 billion no-bid contract, and the next day Elon donates $120 million to GOP Congressional Super PAC. The corruption is through the roof. It's through the roof, I tell you. Yeah, it's so blatant and so in our face. They don't even try to hide it anymore. It's like right there. Because they're not afraid, because they've got Todd Blanche at the AG. This is what happens when everyone is sycophantic to everyone in the Republican Party. WW, try singing a choir. The back of your head gets moist from singers behind you. See there? Yeah. So that proves the mask theory. Right there. WW says, not trying to piss you off, John, but I'm going to back away from my truth. I'm not going to back away from my truth. Did I? Okay, whatever, dude. Your truth about not believing in Jesus as God, 100%. I guess that's your truth. WW Dems are not going to be able to take back the Senate if they run radical candidates. You mean like James Tellerico? He's so radical. Ooh, he's radical. Because here's what's radical about James Tellerico. He's a Christian who actually believes in the Constitution and in fairness and in equality. That's pretty rare. That's pretty radical. Abdul al-Sayed is running for the House. That's not the Senate. So who are the radical? Who are the radical senators? Troy Jackson, who I believe at one time was a Republican. I believe. Is he the radical? Who's the radical senator that they're running? And what the fuck is radical? I don't believe that being a proponent of Medicare for all makes you a radical. I don't know what you're talking about, the highlighting names. I have no idea what that's about. You talking about the ats? The ats? I don't know. Who cares? I don't even give a shit about that. You can at whatever you want. I don't even get it. I don't even understand the at thing. So whatever. Victor Harshman, it's a miracle. Oh my God, it's a miracle you agree with WW. Every now and then it happens. It does happen. Michelle's here. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and hit the hype button if you see it at any time. Share the show. Share. Sharing is caring. We're at over 4,500 subscribers, trying to get to 5K Hennessy Day. 5K Hennessy Day. Let's get that share going. Let's get those subs up. We also have memberships starting at, I think, $1.99 a month. I don't think you can where else can you get this right here, all of this beautifulness for $1.99 a month. I'm like the cheapest whore you're ever going to find. Bada-bum. I'm a cheap hoe. Josh Sees is here. Always good to see Josh Sees. Man of the theater. From Syracuse. I hear the Syracuse theater is bar none. I really do love this chock full of nuts. Chock full of nuts coffee. I'm just now getting to David Weiss $3 super chat. Yippee! I'll give you another yippee. I always do that. There's your heart. There's your thumbs up. Josh Sees is in a passenger van. Okay, great, fine. I guess that's good. WW says Aaron's gone, and then Aaron says, hey there, Victor Harshman. So I don't think Aaron was gone. And yippee to Scroll Girl with a $2 super sticker. So there's another one of those. Thank you to the good folks there for doing that. David Weiss and Scroll Girl, appreciate you. Clorox. So it's Clorox that cleans that? Ice cubes, salt. That's what it is, baby. Petrazi. Ice cubes and salt. Buy a new maker. No, Jeff, no. Hey, Jeff, by the way, hello. Thanks for being here. How much salt do you put in? And then you like swirl it around, I think. I think it gets things limed up along with rust. You can use vinegar and I think it's the hack. It's a hack. It's not, you're not buying vinegar and shit. The hack is, I believe, ice cubes and salt. I believe that's the hack, which is just a new way of saying trick. I finally figured out what hack means. For 20 years, people have been saying hack. Like, I learned that from my kids. This is a hack. I always thought hack meant like you're breaking into someone's internet thing or something, but I just figured out hack means trick. They don't call me the quick one for nothing. No one calls me that. David Weiss says, would Randy at AAR forgive us both for being wearers of blue hats? If we went down and bought a couple of his cars, he probably wouldn't care. I don't know. Steven Sayers, are we sure he didn't cheat in 24? I haven't seen any proof or evidence of it. I did read the ETA stuff, so don't come at me with that ETA bullshit. I've read it. There's nothing. They even say on their website that this doesn't prove anything. They just point out some anomalies, but it's not proof. DBD says, TJ, you want to use white vinegar and water mix equal parts, brew, let it sit for 15 to 30 minutes, then rinse. You can also use baking soda or lemon juice. No, that's like official stuff. That life hack, I don't know. And that means that I got to go buy a bunch of more shit, vinegar and whatever, baking soda, lemon juice. What do you think I am? Some sort of super shopper? Big Hook, the Big Canucks here. Keep your day job, TJ. Hey, Big Hook, thanks for coming by. I appreciate you coming back in. After the way I treated you on the last show, I appreciate you coming back. Thank you so much, Big Hook. And I do apologize for yelling at you and telling you to fuck off. That really was uncalled for. And especially over a person that we both agree is a fucking fascist Nazi piece of shit that should be locked up. We both agree on that. And here I am arguing with you about that person. So I apologize. And I'm glad to see that you came back and I didn't completely scare you off or chase you away. Not that you were scared, but I'm glad I didn't just chase you away. I'm glad you came back. So thanks for being here. Let me scroll down a little bit. In the chat. Aaron West has 2 phone interviews scheduled this week and an in-person tomorrow. The second interview I told you about is next week. Good luck, Aaron. I know you've been in this job search, job hunt. Good luck with it. You will find the right mix, the right fit, not mix, fit. You will find the right fit where you fit with them and they fit with you, and it'll happen. I feel 100% confident that you will find the right fit. Skipping down a little bit in the old the old driver's lounge. Oh, I should have been putting my, at least put my banner up. It's Tuesday Talk. It's Tuesday Talk time, and that's what we're doing. We're talking on Tuesday. Thanks for coming on in, everybody. We're talking on Tuesday. It's a Tuesday, right? Today is Tuesday. Make sure I got the right day. I did go out driving last night. You know, I got home late just because of the bus situation. That makes me get home late. But for a Monday night, it was actually kind of busy last night. A lot of big conventions in town. There's a big Black Hat convention. I think that's talk about hacking, computer hacking and stuff like that. I think it's a big computer hacking convention or some shit. Black hat. You guys, I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with the black hats. Oh, DPD. Oh, the recreation and water park. Oh, yeah. I've completely forgotten about it. Because when you said water park, I'm thinking of the, like the big water parks, like Magic Mountain or whatever, like, and they do have one a few miles from here, the big giant water parks. But yeah, this one here, with the pool, it had the nice slides and stuff. I should go over there. I haven't gone back since that day. I don't think so. I guess was that voting day or something? But yeah, I just stay pretty much parked in front of this AC, sipping mint juleps. Okay, I don't sip mint juleps. I don't even know exactly what that is, but metaphorically, maybe I'm sipping mint juleps as I sit in front of my air conditioning unit. David Weiss says, an ordained priest of the latter day dude I trust in very little. Oh, James Tellerico? You talking about James Tellerico? Well, I trust him more than I trust fucking Ken Paxton, who I've been accusing that motherfucker of destroying votes back when Beto O'Rourke was running for governor. Because I think, wasn't Paxton the state's AG or something? Of course, Paxton was being impeached by his own party in Texas. His wife's leaving him because he's such a, and she's a fellow Republican state office holder, I believe. Even she can't stand him. The guy just let off a convicted child molester who I think was sentenced to, like, I don't know, life or something, and he let him go after less than a month. So I would take James Tallarico over Paxton any fucking day. I don't care if he's a priest of the Church of Satan. I would vote for James Tallarico. DPD, sorry about the all caps. No, that's cool. It's cool. It's cool. We cool. We cool. We cool, blue. We cool, blue. Big Hook says RFK stands for road fucking kill. Although the correct way of saying it would be fucking roadkill, but you got to make it work somehow. Big Hook. Then AIPAC blows $50 million. WW, that's why the Dems are losing. Libs win the primary, lose the election. WW, in the past, year or so, how many seats have the Republicans flipped? And how many seats have Democrats flipped in special elections where Democrats have gone in and vastly overperformed, winning states and districts that went to Trump by double digits? And they've been able to win those seats. I don't know the exact number for the Democrats of how many seats they flipped. I'm pretty sure it's in double digits, the amount of seats that they flipped. And I know the exact number. Of how many seats Republicans have flipped. And that number is 0. So every time I hear fools like you wanting to bash the Democratic Party, Democrats in disarray, Democrats are falling apart. The Democrats are done. No, they're not, son. They've been winning and overperforming ever since Trump took office again. And the Senate and the Republicans have done nothing. So the Democrats aren't losing. They're winning. Nick Rich, 11 a.m. I'm only 18 minutes behind you, Nick Rich. I'm 18 minutes behind you. I'm driving this big rig down the highway trying to catch up to Nick Rich. And nothing rhymes and nothing goes, but that's okay. Nick Rich, I'm 18 minutes behind you. Nick's going to go take a phone call. Lots of phone calls for Nick. I think Nick is a bookie. I think Nick Rich might be a bookie or a drug dealer. I don't know. Or a pimp. Nick Rich, are you a pimp? WW, I voted in the Republican for the people I would be able to tolerate. Well, you're just a dick. Big Hook says Mike Rogers is another warmonger, so better Al Sayed. Mike Rogers is a Republican, so of course I would say Haley Stevens is better than Mike Rogers. You know me. What is my motto? Or one of my mottos is the worst Democrat is still better than the best Republican. Put that on my coffee mug. I am, by the way, going to be starting a whole new merch store. I got rid of all the other ones that I had. They were bullshit. They weren't working. They're stupid. They're idiot. They're poo-poo. They're caca. I'm starting a whole new one. So be on the lookout. We're going to have new hats and hoodies and t-shirts and coffee mugs, keychains, stickers, butt plugs. You name it. How would you like to have a nice big butt plug that had the Trucker John logo on it? I mean, who else would do that? Not even Hal Sparks would do that. I don't think I can sell butt plugs, by the way, on YouTube. I don't know. And that just popped into my head. But anyhow, so look out for the new merch store. Be on the look. We're gonna have a new merch store. We're gonna have a special sex toys section. That way we can all come together. Oh my. Justice AZ. Love saves lives, ladies and gentlemen, is here. Thank you so much, Justice AZ is here. What up, Trucker John and chat? Good to see everybody. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Guys, if you guys don't know, Justice AZ Love Saves Lives has a YouTube channel and has live streaming shows. Talks about a lot of the crime stories that I know a lot of you love. I know you guys love that shit. So go and, because I don't talk about it all that much, but Justice AZ Love Saves Lives talks about all the current crime cases, the murder cases, those juicy murder cases, and breaks it down and comes with the facts and comes with all the latest tidbits and tries to connect all the dots. Justice AZ is connecting those dots. And we're going to get to the bottom of who killed Nathan Wells, if I got the name right. But yeah, check it out, Justice AZ. I'm sure, I'm not even going to ask. I'm pretty sure that Jolie will put the link in the driver's lounge. Squirrel Girl going AFK. TJ away from computer. See, that's why I don't. That's why it messes me up, because computer's not spelled with a K. So I'm always thinking like, afterward for now, for knowledge. I'm going anywhere to find knowledge, and it's not here. It's not here at the Trucker John Show. AFK basically means you're leaving the show to go find knowledge. Anyhow, oh listen, I've got an issue with a delivery. Oh, uh-oh. I have to get straightened out. It's so frustrating. Well, get your delivery straightened out. Hope that works out for you. Victor Harshman says, hey, Aaron Rodgers, don't forget about Manosphere Miami jail protest for Tate Brothers this weekend. Yeah, isn't Aaron Rodgers just a complete and utter fucking dipshit? And he went to, didn't he go to Stanford or no, he went to Cal, right? Which is, they always compete with Stanford. They think they're all smarty pantses, and he tries to present himself like he's some big smart, coming out of a smart school with a 4.0 or whatever, a 4.13. And he's just a dumb asshole, Aaron Rodgers. Just another dumb asshole. I think he's taken way too many hits to the head, Probably got CTE. Big Hook says, Christian who actually practices Christianity, a rare thing in itself, and also believes in separation of church and state. I think we're talking about James Tallarico. James Tallarico. DVD says, even though school hasn't started yet, my kiddos' school have sent out letters stating children must be vaccinated. Thank God the district believes in science and vaccines. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just common sense. Why do you think the military vaccinates their fucking soldiers? Because all it takes, if you want to wipe out an army, is an army that can get sick. Invisible River, I get it for free. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what you're getting for free. But thanks for being here, Invisible River 1. And I guess free is good. You can't beat free. Are you talking about all the beautifulness? You're getting it for free? That's true. If you're not a member, you're getting it for free. And if you're not a YouTube, if you don't pay for the YouTube, like, is it called Premiere? YouTube? I have it. I can't remember what it's called. Where you pay extra so you don't have to watch commercials and ads. If you're not doing that, then you are paying for it with your time, I guess, when those ads pop up. Elizabeth Fernandez is here. Hey, Elizabeth, good to see you. From Arpin, Wisconsin. Does Wisconsin have elections today, too? What was going on with Wisconsin? Isn't there a governorship going on? A governor's race? That's sort of has caught the attention of the national audience. Oh, Justice AZ says, I did a live today on the freeway. I guess you could call me Trucker Jazz. Wow. I used to do live streams from my truck. And yeah, while driving, you can ask Wes Webb or WW about the old shaky cam, or ask Jolie. We used to call it the shaky cam because my camera was a bit shaky. But I would point it out, out the window, and people could go on little drive-alongs with me. Big Hug, why did RFK cross the road to pick up roadkill for dinner? Nola Carnes is here. Hey, Nola, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Oh, thanks for coming on in. Richard Harshman says, you'd think the Constitution was younger given how hard Republicans are trying to fight. Oh, my God. But I should get a little. Since I don't have a, like a sound box or whatever they call it. I should just go old school and just have a little drum kit right here. I can do my own drum stings. That's what I'm gonna do. Got a problem. Who needs a fucking gizmo? Who needs a gizmo? I could just do the real. I could just have the real thing. The real thing's always better, right? Right? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Justice AZ says, did anyone hear of Senator Whitehouse talking about how excited he was to see the 2 brand new pieces of paper from Todd Blanche? 2 pieces of paper? Piece of shit. I did not see that. Was he being, I suppose, sarcastic? I suppose that was sarcasm, I'm hoping. 2 pieces of paper and 3 million to go, or something like that, maybe. Petrazi says, use enough salt to coat the ice, then shake. All the burnt bits should start falling off. See, that's what I like, Petrazi. That's what I'm looking for. A life hack. That's a life hack, as the kids call it. I don't have to go and buy baking soda and lemons and, whatever else it was in the list, things to buy. I have ice cubes. I've got salt already handily available. That's why it's a life hack. Thank you, Petrazi. Victor Harshman says, my wife says wash it with soap and water and put it in. The thing is, I don't have a dishwasher here. I have to wash everything by hand. Poor little me. I have to wash everything by hand. Oh, woe is me. Woe is me. The hardship that I have to do. Hey, look at here. Noah Carnes, $2 super sticker. Thank you so much. Woohoo! Thank you so much. I believe we're 3 out of 5 on the unofficial invisible goal. Thank you, Nola Carnes. I appreciate you. Big thank you for the apology. Proud member of the inclusive TJ Fuck Off Club. Yeah, I believe you and WW or any number of personas are in that club. And then remember what was that guy's name? Stinky. Jolie knows. Stinky Feet or whatever his name was. I think I told that guy to fuck off a few times, but I meant it with him. Like with WW, I feel like I no matter what you guys think, I like WW. I think he's a good guy. I think Big Hook is a good guy. But that other dude, that's Stinky Springs or whatever the fuck his name was, that guy's an asshole. And when I told him to fuck off, that was from the heart. But DVD, who doesn't have vinegar and baking soda on hand? That should be main staples in every household. My dad used to have we used to have vinegar and baking soda, of course. My mom, being super mom. But yeah, I grew up in a house with vinegar and baking soda. I'm still basically barely out of my truck, people. I'm furnishing this place with my stuff from my truck, so give me a break. But anyhow, but when you bring up vinegar, it just reminds me of my dad would have to wash his car with, soap and water, warm soap and water, and vinegar. He would pour a bottle of vinegar in the bucket, the soap bucket, because he worked at a cement plant. And the cement dust would be like this thick on the car, and you couldn't just wash it off. You had to use vinegar. So I guess that just proves your point that would be good to clean the coffee pot. But yeah, so my dad would use vinegar mixed in with the soap and water to clean his car at the end of the week, because it would get so thick of cement dust that it was just disgusting. So yeah, but I don't have vinegar or baking soda. I barely have fucking food. I'm doing everything I can just to have some food in the fucking kitchen, let alone I can't drink vinegar and eat baking soda. I barely have food in this fucking place. Once I get enough food, then I'll live the high life. I'll get all bougie and go buy me some vinegar and baking soda. That's getting a little bougie, as the kids say. I just learned what life hack means. So give me a break. DVD says off topic. Am I the only one who washes down their luggage after traveling? Well, you should. There's a big story going on right now about Las Vegas hotels with bed bugs, And we're not talking Motel 6 or the Oyo. We're talking Caesars, Bellagio, the Cosmo, Resorts World, and the Strat and the Horseshoe. Now I can understand the Strat and the Horseshoe. I've stayed at those places. I can understand, although I never saw any bed bugs when I stayed at the Strat or the Horseshoe. But Caesars and Bellagio and Resorts World, some of the more like upscale ones, all reporting that they had bed bugs infestation in the past 2 years. That's how they were reporting it. So whenever you travel, you should be cleaning your suitcases out, wiping them down and cleaning them. Bring some Clorox wipes with you, and even when you're in transit, even when you go to a hotel or whatever, because you could be transporting bed bugs from the airplane cargo or something from some other people. So yeah, you're not. I don't know if you're the only one, but you are not wrong to wash down your luggage. You know, just stay on top of that shit. Big Hook says a Trump endorsement these days is fairly worthless. Let's see. Squirrel Girl's still figuring out that delivery issue. Big Hook, is there Kahlua in that coffee today? JJ, you seem awfully chipper. No, but that sounds like a good idea. No, I think the truck full of knots is good. It's good shit, man. It's actually called Chuck Full of Nuts. I highly recommend it. Next time you're grocery shopping, and if you see a big yellow can with, I think, brown lettering, it says chock full of nuts. Don't be shy. Don't run away from them nuts. Go get you a cup of nuts. It's good shit, man. It's good shit, man. Jolie, oh my God, TJ butt plug. I thought that would get you, Jolie. I thought that would get you laughing. And also, there's the link. And I knew Jolie would put the link for Justice AZ. Thank you, Jolie. What would I do without you? Thanks for putting that link in there. And go check out Justice AZ, Love Saves Lives. Give her a sub and go and check her out, especially if you guys are into the crime stories. The real life, true life, not some made-up bullshit. This is real shit. These are real events, real crimes that are happening. And if you guys like to follow along and try to connect the dots, you can do it right there with Justice AZ. MJ Daniel from up in Washington State is here. Hey, MJ, good to see you. MJ says, I have voted for one Republican since the 90s. Kim Wayman was the Secretary of State. How dare you, MJ? I completely disown you. Just kidding. I never did own you. Anyhow, Kim Wayman, Secretary of State, and got our mail-in ballots to be posted as free. She was hired by the Biden administration. Other than that, never. All right, I'll forgive you. Hey, everyone, everyone gets one freebie. Okay, that's your freebie. That's your freebie there, MJ. Because would not have, I just have to ask, would not have the Democrat that was running for that position not have done the same thing? Was the Democrat anti-mail-in ballots to be posted free? I'm just wondering. I'm just inquiring minds, want to know or whatever. But hey, that's your freebie. MJ Daniel, Cal, talking about Aaron Rodgers. Cal, then I know about the Packers. And the total asshole, 3 reasons for me to hate his sorry ass. Yeah. Victor Hartsman's going to go run to town for a fire suppression system. All right, Victor, thanks for being here. I'm sure you're gone. This is 20 minutes ago probably, so happy shopping for those parts. and all that. And all that. Where's Serena Monkey so I can do my world's famous British accent that I know he loves? Where is that monkey boy? He's probably watching Tom Hartman. I don't know. MJ Daniel, I did have fun watching Seattle beat Rogers in NFC Championship in person. Oh, nice. And more woohoo. TJ will be on the lookout for your merchandise. Yippee. Yeah, I'm going to try to get a good merch store with some good designs. The other ones I had were crap and shitty. DPD says 2 people have died from Cyclospora. This shit isn't funny anymore. But boom, because that was kind of funny because you said shit. But yeah, that it's getting serious, folks. It's pretty sad when you die from diarrhea. That's pretty sad. So here's the Nola Carnes $2 super chat. Just not coming to it. Yippee! I gave you a thumbs up and a heart. Thank you so much. I believe we are 3 out of 5. 2 away from the goal. 2 away from the goal. And when we make the goal, I will do this. Well, I can't show you what I'm going to do. Actually. And I don't know why. As I do the show, like my hair starts to stick out. Animor said, I heard about it this morning, DVD. Oh, about of course, they will probably sweep it under the rug, about people dying from this lettuce diarrhea thing. MJ Daniels says, knock, knock, who's there? RFK, who? Diarrhea lettuce. Kiki Streets, that's the one. Stinky feet. Yeah, Kinky Streets. I think, didn't I tell him to go fuck off? But with him, I really meant it. With Big Hook and with W, that's just me getting worked up, and letting my emotions get the better of me. But with Kinky Streets, I really meant it because that guy's a fucking asshole. DPD says 5 states have primaries today: Washington, Kansas, Missouri, Virginia, and Michigan. No Wisconsin. But the Wisconsin, I think the governor race, there's something going on there, right? But okay, so hey, all you folks in Washington, Kansas, Missouri, Virginia, and Michigan, I hope you're voting today. Today's kind of not a good day to all of a sudden check your registration. So that be a reminder to all the rest of us. Check your registration. You can go to vote.org, and there's links and things you click on, and it'll get you to wherever state you're in, and you can check your voter reg. So make sure you're registered. I don't know how many more primaries we got. I think there's probably can't be too many more. We're getting pretty close to November. I think there are some coming up in this month. But yeah, make sure you guys vote. Vote. Higher turnouts. I'm a Democrat, ladies and gentlemen. In case you didn't know it, I'm a fucking Democrat. I've been a Democrat my entire life. Even before I was eligible to vote, I was a Democrat. I hated Nixon. I hated Ford, and don't and I don't want to hear I don't hate. Hating is bad. I don't really mean it like some people. There are religious people that take the word hate to like it's a sin or something. Look, I'm just saying hate, like just lay off with the criticism about using the word hate. It just means that I extremely dislike or whatever, like Nixon and Ford. I really hate fucking Reagan. He's an asshole. The Bushes, I hate the fucking Bushes. And I hate Trump and the whole Trump crime family. I hate them all. And so I'm a Democrat. I'm a fucking Democrat. I don't even know where I was going with all that. But I was talking about numbers. So higher turnouts are almost always better for the Democrats. Democrats usually win more elections when there are big voter turnouts. So that's why I'm not really going to tell you who to vote for. I just want everyone to vote. I want high turnouts because I know that in more cases than not, my party's going to win, and I'm a lifelong Democrat, and I'm proud of it. I'm not saying the party's perfect. I'm not saying they do everything right. I'm not saying there aren't a bunch of assholes in there. But it's way better than any alternative that I've seen as far as political parties in America are concerned. Big Hook says Tillis and Cornyn, two departing GOP piece of shit senators, agreed to vote for Blanche. Fucking cowards with absolutely no morals. The Epstein victims are never going to get any justice so long as Blanche is AG. Yeah, Tillis and Cornyn, yeah, they're just your typical horrible Republicans. They're all horrible. Show me a Republican that's not horrible. Please, someone. Defenders of the GOP, show me a Republican that's not a horrible piece of shit. I would love to meet this person, or virtually. I'd love to know who that person. Who is the Republican that's not an awful piece of fucking shit? That's alive, because I don't want John McCain. And believe me, he wasn't so great either as a politician. He did some good things. He was able to keep the ACA going. That might be about the only thing. MJ Daniel, when I was younger, I was the dishwasher and the TV remote. MJ Daniel, Tillis and Cornyn were both going to vote to confirm. They were just holding out for something for themselves. Big Hook 11:34. I think I'm only 11 minutes behind. Am I only 11 minutes behind? I think I'm only 11 minutes is good, guys. That's good. Justice AZ says, I blame the Trump stir fire for the bed bugs. Probably just another distraction. And by the way, I believe Trump is coming to town today. He might already be here. Yeah, that might be the stench I'm smelling. No. Hey, DPD, $20 super chat says, my husband and I had dinner with friends and acquaintances Saturday night, and the topic of Palestine came up. I guess the acquaintances don't believe a genocide is occurring with the Palestinians because 6 million people have not died. Oh, so it has to equal the amount in the Holocaust. That's not the definition of a genocide. But by the way, yippee! Thank you so much, DPD. Appreciate you. I think that puts us 4 out of 5. Let's see here. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, that's ridiculous. The UN and other humanitarian organizations have been calling this a genocide for a long time now. It's not really the number that matters; it's the intent. The intent to want to wipe out a whole group of people is a fucking genocide. And Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal. And I agree with Zoran Mandani that if he sets foot in America, he should be arrested. He should be arrested. But yeah, unfortunate that your friends or whatever sort of are I think a little misguided maybe. DBD, this is the precise reason I travel with a steamer, blue light, and cleaning supplies. I bet you do, DPD. I don't doubt it for 1 second. I don't doubt it for 1 second. And good on you. MJ Daniel, I love Lavazza coffee. Pretty good. I think I've seen that in the stores and stuff. WW Pickaxe Mountain. Is that a coffee? Try chock full of nuts. Just try it. Just try it. Get the smallest container you can find. Just so you can try it out. WW, I don't wash down hotel walls, but I do wipe down any place that might touch food. Jolie, you told King Streets to fuck off many times. That's it. I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. And he has had different no, what is it? Whatever, fake names. Nom de pleu. Something like that. NJ Daniels, Secretary of State is Democrat now, and he is great. The governor used to be state AG, and the new AG was Army JAG. All good Democrats we have is better than many. Our old rep is Lieutenant Governor now, too. Elizabeth Fernandez says Wisconsin has an election on the 11th of this month. So next week. A week from today. A week from today is Wisconsin. And isn't there, like, everything has a thing. Like Michigan, the Michigan thing, the big thing is the Haley Stevens against Abdul Sayed. That's the big thing in Michigan. Wisconsin, I think it's their big story is the governor race, I believe. Sunrise Diner's here. Hey, Sunrise Diner, good to see you. Most parents don't believe in getting their child shots due to their religion. Yeah, that is probably the main one of the main groups, at least traditionally, of people who don't get vaccinated. It's for religious reasons. And okay, so that's fine, but then you can't put your kids in a public school. I'm sorry. It's a public safety. It's about public safety. So if you don't want to vaccinate your kids, then you could homeschool them. That's all I'm saying. But if you want to be out in the public, then you need to get your ass fucking vaccinated. That's all I'm saying. And that's all really anyone is saying. But thank you, Sunrise Diner, coming on in. I appreciate you. Right now, just getting to the... See, I'm not that far behind. I'm getting to the $20 super chat. Yippee again for DPD. There's a thumbs up, and there's the heart for you. I believe we're 4 out of 5 on our unofficial invisible goal. So you guys are doing good. Who needs a goal button? I don't need a goal button with you guys because you guys are good. You guys are good. Yeah, Sunrise Diner. Trump is coming to see Trucker John. Yeah, that's right. So he's in town. I think he might already be here. And then I think tomorrow he's supposed to be speaking out at Red Rock, which is way out in Summerlin, on the other outer edge of Vegas, the west side outer rim of Vegas. I'm on the east side outer rim. He's going to go out to the west side. That's where the bougie people live, out in the west side. Us kind of low-life proletariats, we live out here on the east side. But he's going to come and he's going to speak, and he's probably going to talk about, I got you the no tax on tips. Fuck you. Nobody declares their tips anyhow, so fuck off. You could make $5,000 or $10,000 in tips. Not that I ever make that kind of money, but I'm sure there are bartenders and waitresses and stuff that in some of these clubs and stuff that make thousands of dollars in tips. They don't declare that on their fucking IRS. They say, yeah, I made $200 or whatever, you know. Big Hick says Trump's golf course hotel accommodations had a horrible bed bug infestation. WW, I hear that too. DPD, just mass murder, not a genocide. Again, WW, you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. It's a genocide. When your goal is to wipe out a complete fucking race of people or a group of people, and it's just based on their like nationality, that's a fucking genocide. Bob LeBlanc is here. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Genocide. See Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Could Gaza be a distraction from the larger genocide by Russia in Ukraine? Well, a lot of things are distractions. I think. Are you asking? Is the reason they're doing it? Was the reason that they're doing this is to distract? I don't think so. I think they're two separate things, things entirely. One may distract from the other. Josh, is he speaking outdoors? I don't think so. I think it's going to be inside the Red Rock Casino. I guess they must have a big banquet area, banquet hall. He'd be crazy to go outdoors. It's going to be 113 degrees today. Not that he's not stupid, but he's not that stupid, is he? DPD, well, I say keep your religious children and your religious selves at home. Right, that's why I said you could, if you don't want to vaccinate your kids, then you'll just have to homeschool them. Or I guess be a part of I don't know, the Amish or something where they just do their own thing. Jolie says, I sent you an email of the Trucker John isms for your merch. Thank you, Jolie. Thank you so much, because I have not. I was going to try to put together a list, and I have not, because I would love to make like coffee mugs for the merch store that has some of my little truckerisms on there. I thought that would be cute, as they say. So thank you, Jolie. I appreciate that. So maybe we'll get some mugs out there, and we can put some truckerisms on there, and maybe on all the merch, the T-shirts, the hoodies, have a little truckerism. See, like right now, I'm wearing a truck shirt. You can't really start to see it. This is not part of my merch. I bought this at a truck stop back when I was trucking. Justice AZ Love Saves Lives says, I want to place a bet on a poly market that Trump's gonna fake another attempt maybe on his life in Vegas while he's there. Yeah, what are the odds on that? What kind of odds are you getting on that? Josh C says, good to see you, to Justice AZ. Big Hook says, murder of people, their children, destruction of their housing and infrastructure, and giving others their land while forcing them to flee for their lives, and further chasing and killing them. Genocide. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a fucking duck. Big Hook, why anyone would host Trump knowing that he never pays his bills is stupidity on steroids, not to mention the reputational harm. Red Rock Casino is, I think, owned by the station. They have all these station casinos. It's like Palace Station, and I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them. I think Durango's a station casino. There's like 6 or 7 big station casinos. They're pretty much off strip. I forget who owns them, but I'm pretty sure they're just right wingers. Almost everyone who is a billionaire and who owns casinos, they're all right wingers. They don't care if Trump doesn't pay him or not. They're just happy to have him there so they can fucking cradle his balls and shit, Justice AZ says, funny that the Cybertruck blowing up in front of Vegas Trump Tower last New Year's Eve 2025 was the military guy Matthew Leibelsberger, is never brought up. Yeah, I remember that story. Especially since I live here. And it did kind of came and went, that story. The thing that for me that made that kind of scary is that I have been either in a cab or an Uber as a driver, almost in the exact spot where that guy blew himself up. Many a time I've been right there and where that guy blew himself up. So it's kind of it's kind of scary to think, wow, I could have been there when that happened, and I could have got blown up or something. DPD says, I don't like when people want to debate what a genocide truly is. All genocide ideology is wrong, regardless of who it is happening to. Yeah, it's wrong. It's definitely wrong. I'm not pro genocide, and I know you're not saying that I know that's not what you're saying, but yeah, it's a genocide that's going on. And at first, after the was it October 6th or whatever thing, I'm like, yeah, Israel has a right to defend itself. They have a right to go in and find Hamas. But then when they just started sort of, it seemed indiscriminately killing civilians and even killing humanitarian aid people, killing reporters, killing what's Andres, the chef, sends people in there to get food to people, and they killed a bunch of them. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is stupid. Josh says, didn't he have a bunch of fireworks in his truck too? I don't know. He had bombs, and I think he had gas cans and shit like that. I don't know if there was fireworks or not. Big Hook, probably glad to get Trump's maggots and to fleece him, just like Trump did. DBD says, TJ, Frank Fertitta Jr. is the owner of Red Rock. So maybe Fertitta does he own all the station? Because I'm pretty sure Red Rock is a part of the station casinos. And like I said, there's like 6 or 7 station casinos all around the Vegas area. And I believe Fertitta is the one who put the offer in to buy all the Caesars Palace properties, I think. So, anyhow, I am caught up. I am the dog that caught the tailpipe. It only took me 2 hours, 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 13 seconds to catch up. Big Hook says, big revelation that Trump had over 100 bank accounts closed due to money laundering. That's a big story that no one's covering either. To me, could you imagine Cue Liberal Dan's song, Had Biden Done It? Can you imagine if Joe Biden had a bank account with Capital One or any other bank, and they shut him down because they said he was money laundering. Could you imagine the gnashing of teeth, the renting of clothing? I think that means tearing. Could you imagine the Fox News 24/7 loop and all the other right-wing media 24/7, 365 loop? We would not hear the end of it if Joe Biden had a bank account and his accounts were shut down and closed down because of being accused of money laundering. There would be no end to hearing that. Everyone in the world would be hearing that. And here we have Donald Trump. Just add that to the list of the many, many crimes of Donald J. Trump. Add that to the list of the rapes and the sexual assaults, the possible murders. Talk about murders, Justice AZ. That's when you need to start working on, is the possibility that Donald Trump is a murderer, or at least witnessed murders of young girls, maybe boys, in this whole Epstein file thing. So add it to the list. At this point, money laundering almost seems a bit quaint, but actually it probably ties into everything that he's been doing with human trafficking. And I mean, this is amazing, the things that Trump is getting away with, and his whole fucking family. That's why it was all projection. They would always say the Biden crime family. It was fucking projection. Because it's really the Trump crime family. They are fucking criminals. And they've been criminals for decades. But yeah, that money laundering story, it needs to be put out there. And I guess I'm just as guilty as anyone for not really talking about it. But there's so much. There's, ICE in the streets murdering people. And all of his shit about the election is rigged. And the Iran war, the illegal, unnecessary Iran war, all this shit. This shit just gets buried. WW, I don't remember anyone saying that a liberal was a socialist. So I don't know why you even make that statement there. Jeff Curry just got home from voting. I was number 359. Well, good on you, Jeff Curry, for voting. Thank you, Jolie, for putting up the links for the Buy Me a Coffee. We got PayPal. We got the GoFundMe. Still trying to get that car fund going. We're kind of just stalled out at 350. You guys don't want me to buy a $350 car, do you? And also, you can like, subscribe, and share. Those don't cost you a dime, and they are just as important. And the channel memberships. David Windler, 5,000 bank transfers to Epstein. Yeah, see, it's all connected. It's all connected. DBD, no TJ Fertitta is a co-owner. Well, okay, whatever. There it is. Jolie Liberdan's song, Had Biden Done It. There you go. Thank you, Jolie. So, since I don't have a soundboard, the next best thing is a link to Liberdan, to his song. He's got some great songs. If you guys don't know Liberdan, go over there, check Liberdan out. He's on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Central Time, right here on YouTube. Liberdan, the best damn show on the internet, as far as I'm concerned. He has great songs, and one of them is about Had Biden Done It, doobie-doo-boop-boop, something like that. Big Hook. It's funny because Capital One covered up the reason he was asked to move his money, but he wanted to sue. And as a result of discovery, gave Capital One the excuse to disclose the reason. There you go. See? That's why you always hear people like, go ahead and sue me, motherfucker. And we'll put everything out there in discovery. And he doesn't want to do that. And he fucked up, I guess, on this one. Golf Marine's here. Hey, Golf Marine, good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I do appreciate you. I don't know why W is giving us a history lesson on Barack Obama. I mean, I guess that was important for WW to do that. I like Obama. I love Obama. I think he was a great president. No matter what you guys try to tell me otherwise. DBD says we need to stop calling the orange pedophiles' actions grifting, because what that motherfucker is doing is theft. Call it what it is, theft of our tax law. Yeah, it's theft. You're right. It's grand larceny. I don't know. I believe he's a 34-time convicted felon of fraud, so he's a fraudster. He's been found legally liable in a civil court of sexual assault. He's got dozens and dozens of credible accusations about sexual assault or rape. He's listed, his name comes up in the Epstein files. I think it's like 100,000 times. Literally, I'm not kidding. It's not thousands, it's not tens of thousands. I think it's like hundreds of thousands of times. There are all kinds of reports, FBI reports, of people accusing him of all kinds of crimes related to Epstein. Rape, possible murder or witnessing murders. Donald Trump is a criminal. He's a fucking criminal. Golf Marine just got my registration mailed. So you're just now registering, I guess? Justice AZ says, I have covered my humble conspiracy theory opinions alleging that President Ponscom was behind Vanna falling down the stair. Ivana falling down the stairs, and hundreds of other accidents, natural self-inflicted misadventures. Yeah, that's another one. Quite conveniently, and Justice AZ, you could probably fill me in on this better than I, or state this better than I can. But I believe she was set to, I don't know if she was going to testify somewhere or do some kind of interview, but she was about to spill a bunch of beans on Donald Trump. And quite conveniently, she falls down some stairs and breaks her neck or whatever happened. It was that was a very convenient time for her to fall down the stairs and break her neck. Because she was just about to come out with a bunch of stuff. And whatever's in that coffin on the golf course probably has all the stuff in it. Justice AZ says that everyone around him drops like flies going back to 1988 or 89. The helicopter crash, yes, we've talked about that a little bit in the past. Or 3 of his top Trump Taj Mahal executives perished along with the chopper crew. And that was when Trump, at the last second, said, you know what, I've got something else to do. I think you guys go on ahead. You guys take the chopper, get into the chopper. There's something I forgot. Go back, and I got to run back to the office. You guys go on ahead. I'll catch up to you. And lo and behold, that chopper goes down, and all those people were killed. Yeah. Jolie says, nailed it. Nailed it. Justice AZ says, loads of Russians to ever since he won the first election, starting probably before, but at least on election day 2016. Remember when was it Eric Trump or Junior who in an interview said we get Russian money. We're getting that Russian money. Lots of Russian money. Do you think Russian mafia, which is, Putin is the grand poobah of all the Russian mafias. Russia is a mafia-run state. Do you think you're going to get Russia money with no strings attached? Come on, man. This is Putin's long game. He got what he wanted. He got Trump into the White House. And the only thing that sort of slowed him down was 4 years of Biden. Kind of a little fly in the ointment there. Get that Russia money. That Russia money doesn't come with no strings attached. Kimchi Key. Hey, Kimchi. Thank you so much. The goddess Kimchi. Thank you for coming on in. I appreciate you. Kimchi says, Jeff, I feel for you. If we ever go out together, they will think Brad and Jolie are back together. I don't get that. Bob LeBlanc says genocide is being committed in Ukraine by Russia. DPD, why do you want to shut down that info, that debate, as you call it? When folks bring it up, do you support both Hamas? I think you misunderstood, Bob. I think unless I may have skipped something, I think you may have misunderstood something that DPD said. I think there's a misunderstanding. So before we get all, up in the air here, I think there's been some sort of misunderstanding. Okay. Kimchi says, hugs, Trucker John. I'm listening. Thanks for being here. 1 million times. Oh, is that how many times Trump is in there? Did I say 100,000? Yeah, just stick another zero on there. Yeah, so we can't stop. We can't let the distractions take us away from that. Against Epstein. Epstein, man. Blah, 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 or just the splitting of the Democratic Party vote. I'm not sure where Bob's going with this. WW, I'd like to open windows, but the humidity is still high and air quality. When you said open windows, I thought you were talking about like you've got windows on your computer. On your old computer there, you got windows. Kimchi says, okay, only 900,000. Well, that's closer to 1 million than 100,000. Big Hook says, like the helicopter crash with Trump investors who told him to give their money back. David K. Johnson has outlined how he used his helicopter company to move drugs for the mob. Yeah, because I don't think helicopters, it's not like airplanes. I think it's a much easier to move helicopters around undetected than airplanes. Woke Mike says Trump is a walking, talking crime scene. The whole goddamn family. That whole fucking family, Junior and Eric. Ivanka has been kind of going silent lately, but she's in there too. And Barron, doesn't he look creepy as fuck? Poor Barron. I mean, when he was a kid, I was hoping against all hope that somehow he might come out like normal or something. halfway's normal or halfway's decent. Nope. It seems as though he's just as fucking. And the kid never had a chance. He never had a chance. Ugh, they're just all so gross. They're all gross. David Windler, helicopter pilot, was a drug runner. Justice AC says, literally the day before Trump Jr. and Ivanka were all scheduled to start the week-long depositions in his fraud case. Then he was ultimately found guilty of 34 felonious counts. Justice AZ says, John, surprise, surprise, he lied about almost being on that plane. He was never going to be on that flight. That was just him wanting to grab the headlines as per usual. You talking about the helicopter flight? It's not a plane. Bob LeBlanc, October 7th, 2023, the day of the invasion of Israel and mass slaughter of civilians. Same day, the pro-Hamas chatter and bots were active, spreading anti-democracy BS. Big Hook, funny how Trump said only criminals plead the fifth, but he has pled the fifth thousands of times. Yeah, and we know in that one video when he was being deposed, where he sat there and pled the fifth over 400 times, just in that one instance alone. Justice AZ says, and don't forget the Russian adoptions, the excuse for the big meeting at the Trump Tower in 2016. That was where they had Russians in that room. They had Junior in that room. They had Trump on speaker so that he could say he wasn't in the room or whatever, but he was listening in on Junior's phone. That's when they were meeting with Russian operatives. I believe this was under Obama. The FBI was surveilling them, was surveilling the Russians. They weren't surveilling the Trumps. They were surveilling the Russians. And that's when Trump was saying, like, they're spying on me, they were spying on me. No, motherfucker, they were spying on the fucking Russians, as they should have been. It just so happens you were doing business with these Russian spies. You fucking traitor. And then MAGA fucking laps that shit up. Because they're fucking stupid. DPD says our Jewish friends believe Netanyahu knew about October 7th weeks ahead of time and used it as an excuse to attack the Palestinians. When you think about the theory, it isn't so far. I've heard that theory many, many times. I believe that because aren't there accusations or evidence of Netanyahu contributing financially to, I don't know if it was directly or indirectly, probably an indirect way that was financing Hamas? So I don't know if he knew the exact day or if he knew exactly what was happening, exactly when and how and where, but he may have been wanting Hamas to stay afloat financially because he knew that eventually it was going to lead to something like that. But I don't know if he had a direct date and time and all that. But I think he was looking for, an excuse This was his excuse. So he didn't want Hamas to be unfunded. So I believe he was funneling money through other groups to get to Hamas. I believe that's what I remember reading. Oh, this is Obama's birthday. Is that why WW was giving us the little Obama history there? Happy birthday to Obama. Yippee. I like Obama, but, I'm not going to get all, wet for Obama. Happy birthday. Have many more to you, Obama. Just as AZ says, you never know, adoptions might be code for modeling or something like that. Yeah. Now, yeah, because at the time, I think we thought they were just talking about adoptions. If you go back to 2016 or 2015 or 2014 or whatever year that was, but now, knowing what we know now, it kind of puts a whole new light on that meeting. Yeah. David Weiss from Denver says, my stepsister was a banquet manager at the old, I think you mean Riviera. I have funny pics of nephews cupping bronze butts. Yeah, I guess, is that where they had the statue, like a statue of the, it was for one of their shows that they had. That statue is still somewhere. It might be at the Neon Museum, or it might be somewhere in one of the other hotels, maybe the Resorts World, because I think that's where the Riviera is where Resorts World is now. I think they still have that in there somewhere. Big Hook, Deutsche Bank, was his Russia line of credit. Absolutely. SCOTUS member Kennedy retired because Trump was going to expose his son's culpability in allowing money crimes of Trump and all the rest of it. I need a fucking board. You know those crime boards that you see in the movies? I need that. I need with the yarn and the push pins. We need a fucking timeline crime board for this shit. There's so much. I could fill this entire fucking wall with all the fucking Trump crime shit. There's so much, my God. Russia money laundering, human trafficking. Oh my God, it just goes on and on. Rapes and fraud. Oh, and these motherfucking maggots, they just lap it up. And then they just put all of that and they project it onto the Democrats or to Joe Biden. It's such bullshit. David, hey, Kella Hella's here. Hey, Kella, good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Share. Sharing is caring. If you care, you share. David Willer says Ivanka or Melania could bring down the whole thing. Melania, I haven't seen Melania in a while. Dun 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 dun. Where's Melania been? Do we even know if she's still alive? She might be dead for all we know. And then they'll just bring out some body double. Big Hook. Baron was cursed with two awful parents. He never had a chance. Spawn of Satan and his bride from Slovenia. Yeah, that kid. He's Damon. He's Damon, right? Or Damien? Is it Damien or Damon? Or both? Where is Damon, by the way? Where is the big dog? I want to do my little intro song. Hella Killa. Good days, bad days. You know, I've seen my share. Kimchi, old is right. My nap time is interrupted by trucker time. Well, I'm going to be signing off pretty soon. We're at 2.5 hours. The old microphone might be given out. Justice AC says, yes, Havana's fall down the stairs was the day before the three of them were scheduled to begin week-long deposition and a helicopter crash of 88 or 89 where his three homies perished. Mr. Spock, live long and prosper. Mr. Spock says, is Israel then softened up the border and delayed help to maximize the carnage? It's just so fucked. This is a fucked up world. And what does it all come down to? Why are people massacring people and killing people? It's all about greed and lust. That's all it is. David Weiss says, I got me a hat from Liberal Dan. Al Gore needs more rhythm. Yeah, there you go. Al Gore opened the internet to the public from the ARPANET, exploded my opportunities. Yeah, Liberal Dan's got some great merch. Go over to Liberal Dan, buy it. He's got shirts, hats, the whole 9 yards. David Willer says the Israeli army took 8 hours to go 60 miles in October 7th response. Paul Burrows, fuck it, I'm out. Okay, I don't know I don't know what crawled up your ass. No, I'm just kidding. I hope you're okay, Paul. You're okay. Over there in Idaho. DBD says, I also don't believe the Iranians are responsible for the cyber attacks targeting wastewater and water systems here in the U.S. Now, I do believe the tech bros are playing part. I haven't even heard about these cyber attacks. This is news to me. Did this just happen? Or is this one of Trump's excuses for the war? I didn't hear about cyber attacks on our wastewater systems. Bill Lacarne says she is hiding, talking about Melania. Where's she going to go? Where's she going to run? Where's she going to hide? There's just no place she can run or hide to. Hide at. Unless she goes underground, under the city. Molly-Leo is here. Hey, Molly-Leo, good to see you. Molly-O is here. Kellahella says DPD tech bros are scared things not going as planned. Texas just paused data centers. I know they're trying to build a bunch out here in Nevada. The people of Nevada don't want anything to do with them because we're already in a drought. Fucking Lake Mead is drying up. And those data centers take a lot of water. Like Mr. Spock says, that would seem logical. People don't want data centers because it affects their water. Why not mess with their water as payback? Mess with their water as payback. I don't know. Why not? DBD says, why would the first hoe and Ivanka want to bring down a crime family from which they are benefactors. Ivanka is disgusting because she allowed her mother to be buried in a goddamn golf course. Yeah, Ivanka, I have no, fondness for her. There you go. Hey, Liberal Dan merch. There's a link to the merch for Liberal Dan. Yeah, man, go buy some shirts. Come on, you guys know you need some shirts. You've been wearing the same old ratty fucking t-shirts. You got holes and stains and shit. Go buy you some new t-shirts. God damn it. Go over to Liberal Dan. Get a whole new wardrobe. T-shirts over there. God damn it. Get you a hat too. Protect your noggins from the sun. I think he has hats. Yeah, he's got Al Gore needs more rhythm hats. Get you some hats, some t-shirts. Come on, this is summertime. Summertime weather. You need a nice, cool t-shirt. I know you guys are sitting around with your old, stained, oily, fucking holes in your shirts. I know. I can see. I can see you guys. You think I can't see? I can see right through the screen. You guys in your old, holy, fucking dirty t-shirts, except for DPD. I'm sure DPD, everything is pristine and pressed. Other than DPD, the rest of you need some new shirts. Go over there, Liberal Dan, get you some t-shirts. And a hat. Keep the sun off your head. Kalahela, 7 states. Alrighty. Air West, I'm back. All of a sudden, our dog had a giant burrito on the living room floor and was eating it. We don't know where he got it from. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Do you guys have street vendors that sell burritos? Because I used to get those when I lived in Palmdale. We had street vendors that would sell tamales. That'd be funny if that was the case. But anyhow, yeah, that's hilarious. Where did you get this fucking burrito, man? That is hilarious. Mystery burrito. That's funny. Oh, Big Hook says 7. That's why someone just says 7 states, and I'm like, I don't know. I need explanation because as I roll along, I don't remember what I said 5 minutes ago. Big Hook says 7 states have confirmed cyber attacks on water system infrastructure. Trump tried to blame Tim Walz, while Trump pretty much entirely closed the cybersecurity defense of the U.S. Kalahela, Ivanka has an Albanian problem right now. Yeah, they're protesting the fuck out of that, out of Jared and Ivanka, that we're walking barefoot and on the island, and it was beautiful. And they said, we must have it. We must have it. Jeff Curry, I already have to buy hats and shirts from my son. Jeff Curry, come on. Have a little variety in your life. You don't need all your son's merch from his band. You can go buy a Liberal Dan t-shirt. Come on. Mix it up a little bit. Mix it up, man. Mad Max, Slava Ukraine. Hey, Mad Max. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. DBD says, TJ, the cyber attacks were occurring in Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Georgia, and apparently some other states. I hear it was 7 states, all told. I'm hearing people just saying it was 7 states. Well, Mike, I work on cars. Mine are definitely not clean. I think you're talking about your t-shirts. Get you some more t-shirts, man. And they work good as rags. If you need a rag to clean something up. No cards. I have a pair of cutoffs of Pate and a tank top hillbilly. Get you some Liberal Dan t-shirts. Cut the sleeves off. Just go all redneck. Cut them sleeves off. Come on, man. I bet you'd look good in a Liberal Dan t-shirt. Sporting a Liberal Dan. In your cutoff shorts. Out there washing your car in the driveway. cut off sleeves. Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right, guys, I got to get going before my battery dies, before I die, before I bore everyone to death. Kelly Hell, MJ, you from the Palouse? I'm not from the Palouse. I'm not from the Palouse. You from the Palouse? You from the Palouse? I'm not from the Palouse. You from Jersey? Mad Max says, just got back from having coffee with my wonderful granddaughter. She is leaving to go to university in 2 weeks, Washington State University. Go Cougs. Awesome. I bet that was a great time, spending some time with her granddaughter, going to college. What a great time. What a great time for her. And I'm sure, the proud grandpa. MJ Daniel, there are a bunch of food trucks just a couple miles from us. Just plan on trying them soon. Maybe Aaron's dog. Is there a food truck nearby, Aaron? Is there a Del Taco? I don't think you guys have Del Tacos. Is there a Taco Bell nearby? Jeff Curry, usually don't wear a shirt with my Daisy Dukes. Well, make an exception, goddammit, and get yourself a Liberal Dan t-shirt. Jesus Christ, what do I got to do? What do I got to do? Molly O, nothing boring, Trigger John. Trigger John. Big Hook says Jeff Bezos is one of the worst pieces of shit. He treats his employees like shit and wants to automate all jobs because his greed is unlimited. Fuck Bezos and Amazon, and same for Walmart and the Waltons. Good night, John boy. Good night, Mary Beth. Good night, Pete. I forget all the names. Come on. Good night, Mary Ellen. Good night, Mary Beth. Good night, Mary Jo. I think they all had first names of Mary. All the girls were Mary. Mary Jo, Mary Beth. I don't know. Kelly Hella. I know I lived in Spokane for years, Max. Mad Mac, my granddaughter is going to the Palouse. That's where Washington State is located. Oh. Who knew? Who knew? Unless you lived there. Go Cougs. Go Cougs. Stay away from the lettuce. Yeah, I hope your dog didn't get any of that lettuce. I hope there was no Taco Bell. Although I think Taco Bell immediately, they were on it. I think Taco Bell was on it. And I think they immediately got rid of all the lettuce. They were more responsible than our fucking HHS secretary. Aaron says, no lettuce in the burrito. Thank God. All right, guys, 12:41 p.m. here on the West Coast. Just looking to make sure the mic is still operating. It hasn't died. Oh, man, it's been fun. I could go on for another couple hours, but I am getting a little tired. I think the chock full of nuts is wearing off. You know, those nuts only go so far. So I think I need to take a nap or something. I don't know. I need to take a break. I'll see you guys on Thursday. 10 a.m. Pacifico time. Ooh, I like that. Makes me want to go buy a 6-pack of Pacifico. And then whenever I drink it, I'll just go, it's Pacifico time. Instead of Miller time. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? I want to give a big shout out to the fan funding, as YouTube likes to call it. We officially, invisibly had a 5 Super Chat goal. We got 4 out of 5, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Just want to say thank you guys so much. We had David Weiss, Squirrel Girl, Nola Carnes, and DPD, all with the super chats, super funding. Appreciate you. Helping out the show, keeping us going, keeping us on the air, keeping me on the air. Is this air? I guess. Close enough. Close enough. I don't know, but I know someone who's full of hot air. Trucker John. I don't know if you're on the air, but I think you're full of hot air. How do you like them cookies? No pun intended. Well, actually, it was kind of intended, actually. But, yeah. What do you think of that, Mr. Hot Air? Speaking of hot, how hot is it right now? Oof. It's only 108. Balmy. It's balmy out here today, 108 degrees. But yeah, I just want to say hi real quick to everybody. Thanks for coming in, guys. You guys are awesome. Those donos really come in handy because I'm the secretary of Treasury here at the Trucker John Livestream Incorporated, LLC, sole proprietor. And, truth be told, you might not want to trust. It's like me being the banker in Monopoly. You don't want that. You really don't. Just telling you. I'm just telling you. I'm just laying it out there. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm a rare moment of clarity right here from old Tough Cookie. Anyway, I just wanted to say thanks for being here. Paul, hey Paul, we're about ready to end the show. Did you want to say something? Then get over here, Paul. Paul, where are you? Right here. I was just painting my toenails purple. What? There's nothing wrong with it. It just matches my beard and mustache. I like to paint my toenails purple, okay? Guy. Don't get on me. Don't look at me like that, Tough Cookie. At least I don't have a stupid little bow tie. Anyhow, enough with the bickering. You guys don't need you don't need this behind the scenes bickering. You guys don't need that. But yeah, I guess since they dragged me on, I'll let my toenails dry a little bit. But just thanks for being here, guys. I do appreciate you. And just be careful out there. Make sure you vote. I know we got voting going on. Make sure you're registered to vote. All that good stuff. And let's do it. Let's turn red to purple, purple to blue. I think we can do it. I think we can do this. I really do. I'm looking forward to November, and let's get her done. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. I got one toe left to do. They interrupted me. I got one more toe to paint. It's beautiful purple, sparkly purple. It looks awesome. And then I wear my little Zoris. I wear Zoris. You guys are familiar with Zoris, right? They're like little flip-flops. And then I can just show off my purple toes. It's wonderful. Especially out here in Vegas. I get so many compliments about everything's matching. It's coordinated. It's all coordinated. So anyhow, see you guys on Thursday. Thanks for being here. Wow. I never even noticed the purple toes. Wow, you learn something new every day. Hey guys, if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I really, really appreciate it. We're trying to get to 5K Hennessy Day. I really want to drink that goddamn Hennessy. I really do. At least take a few slugs off the thing. So come on, man. Let's get to 5K. Let's open that fucking bottle once and for all. Like Cookie and Paul were saying, we'll see you on Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Look out for my short videos. I post those like a motherfucker. And whatever videos come across your way, make sure to like, subscribe, and share them, and leave comments, all that good stuff. Hit the hype button. Maybe that'll help get us to the 5K. I don't know. Sometimes I just wonder, What does it take? What does it fucking take? But anyhow, guys, I'll see you guys on Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you, Jolie and Aaron. You guys are awesome. Thanks for your help, as always. And just thanks for everything. Thanks for all the donations and the support. You guys have been awesome. Really, really awesome. Really more than I could ever have hoped for. The help and support that I've gotten from you guys, this group of people. You guys are awesome. All right, that's it for today. Have a good day. A good rest of your day. A good day, sirs and madams. And we'll see you on Thursday. Oh, and we've got words of wisdom. I almost forgot. My microphone is still on. I still got the green light. So we're still doing it. Let's do this before it dies. It might die out any minute now. Okay, you guys ready? Words of wisdom, pen, paper. Might want to write this down. Make a book out of it. I don't know. Okay, so for today's words of wisdom, first of all, no.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again.
Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs. Shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in
want to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love, it's all about the thrills. It's about staying in the hunt, it's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road, that's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows. So go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road, just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret, it'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. So damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life, everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot, you're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along.
Sad, and I don't cry. Sometimes I wonder why it takes so long for evil men to die. But I want you to know that when you go, you won't be missed. And the ground where you'll lay, we're all gonna take a big giant piss. And for your end, we all anticipate, without any love and too exhausted to hate. Your long-lasting legacy will be one of disgrace and shame throughout the annals of history. Your name will shrink, you'll lose your fame. And as you lay there drawing in your final breath, just know that you made us happiest in death. You will not be thought of kindly, and you won't be missed. And like I said before, on the ground you'll lay, I'm gonna take a big old piss.
Show's over. I'm out of here, folks.